Hey everyone, it's election eve. This is my first presidential election as an American, the first time I've been able to vote for our president as an American citizen. What an incredible honor that is. I don't take it lightly, and neither should you. Now, I already voted. That's because we have all these new rules. I don't like the rules, but it's incredibly important we play by the rules in order to win. Then we'll be in a position to change the rules. But here's the thing. Just today, we have heard from Kamala Harris, the Democratic candidate, the best possible reason why you just cannot vote for her for president. She was asked yesterday, on Sunday, how she voted. She was asked whether she voted and how she voted, including on an incredibly important proposition right here in California. Now, if you're watching this across the country, you may think, what's that got to do with my vote? It's a California thing. No, it's incredibly important. And it matters to everyone watching this, wherever you are in the country, because it tells us what kind of president Kamala Harris would be. She was asked how she would vote on Proposition 36, whether she voted and how she voted on Proposition 36. That is a measure that cleans up the mess that was left when she was California Attorney General. Proposition 47, which legalized theft under $950 per day, and a whole bunch of other stuff that caused the explosion in the crime and chaos we see on the streets in California. Now, Kamala Harris is selling herself as president based on her record. You know how many times she goes on about how she was a tough prosecutor when she was California Attorney General and District Attorney in San Francisco, and yet she refused to say how she voted on this one measure, which, by the way, over 70% of Californians in the latest poll say that they support. Now, why would she not say? There's two possible explanations, and they go to the heart of the choice you have for President of the United States. One explanation is that Kamala Harris voted yes on Proposition 36. She voted to be tougher on crime, to clean up the mess that she left the last time that she was there, but she didn't want to say because she was too worried about offending the far left activists in her own party. The other explanation is that she voted no, but she didn't want to admit to it because she knows that this is a popular measure. Both of those explanations are a complete disaster in a president. If she's so frightened of offending her far left activists in her party that she won't admit to supporting a measure that over 70% of Californians support, how is she ever going to stand up to our enemies and lead this country in dangerous times? And if she voted no on something that is so common sense, that will clean up the mess on crime and homelessness, that will actually introduce for the first time the possibility of charging fentanyl dealers who've caused such terrible destruction in our country, charging them with murder, and she votes no on that? What does that tell you about her values? Either way, this news that we just got on the eve of the election from her refusing to say how she votes on Proposition 36, that should be decisive in your vote for president. Because the truth is, someone who won't give a straight answer on such a basic question cannot be trusted with the leadership of this country. I know because I've seen it inside of a government. The leader of a country, most of the time, you are responding to unpredictable future events. And if you don't know where you stand, if you don't know what you think, if you don't have strong enough values to take those tough decisions, you should be nowhere near a position of leadership. And that is what we've seen from Kamala Harris throughout this campaign from day one. Changing her positions, not directly, not coming out clearly and saying why she's changed her mind on all the different issues, moving away from the far left positions she used to hold just a couple of years ago, trying to persuade people she's now a moderate. She doesn't explain why. Often she didn't even say it herself. She just sent out press spokespeople to do it because she hasn't got the courage to actually make an argument. And what all of that says on all of these policy areas is that you just don't know what you'd get from a Kamala Harris presidency. And that is a terrifying situation, particularly when we have a world that has erupted into chaos because of the policies and the weakness we've already seen from the Biden administration when Kamala Harris was there, as she claims, right by the side of President Biden. It is terrifying to have someone like that in charge. That is a prospect we just cannot allow. But here's the other thing. Because she herself, as we've seen, as she has shown in this campaign, doesn't have strong convictions, strong principles, strong beliefs on any policy issue. Because she doesn't have those convictions, and she doesn't really have a strong view about most of the things that will come across her desk. Do you know who's really going to be in charge? The same bureaucracy that was in charge and did so much destruction right here in California and across the country. You saw it in COVID, the authoritarian bureaucracy that shut down businesses, that shut down schools and churches. That's who will be in charge. The bureaucrats, whatever term you want to use, the administrative state, the deep state, the bureaucracy, those are the people who would really be in charge if Kamala Harris becomes president. That's what you're really signing up for. The best case scenario is that you don't know what she would do. The worst case scenario is we've already seen it in the actions of the bureaucrats during the pandemic and the absolute misery and destruction that they caused. And when you contrast that with the vote on the other side, where you not only have a candidate who is incredibly clear about where he stands on all the issues, but where you have a record that you can look at, 4 years as president, where everyone did better. The economy did better, our national security was better, the border was more secure, and in particular, working people in America, the working class who'd been despised and disdained and left behind by decades of elitist policies, they did even better than anyone else. For the first time in around 50 years, the people at the lower end of the income scale saw their earnings rise faster than the people at the top. That's who really stands to benefit from a return to those policies. And then you look around the world and you look at the fact that no new wars were started, we had peace internationally, we had prosperity at home. That is the choice in this election. I already made my choice. I think you can tell which way I went with that choice. But I'm asking you right now to join me. This is my first presidential election. Please make sure you vote, and please make sure you vote in a way that can make this great country that I love so much and I'm so proud to be a part of and a citizen of truly great now and in the future. Thank you.